Hi, 7th graders. It's time for your March book talk. This month, we're going to have 3 different categories. The first category is new books from 2020 that you might have missed but had AR points. We're going to start with the first book, How to Build a Heart by Maria Padden. It is a book level of a 4.3 and it's worth 12 points. Izzy Crawford's family has been selected for a new home by Habitat for Humanity. But just as Izzy's dreams seem close to falling into place, the secret pieces of her life begin to collide. And that's How to Build a Heart. No One Here is Lonely by Sarah Everett. Book level 4.9, worth 13 points. Just as her relationships with her best friend and family are falling apart, Eden discovers a means of communicating with Will, whom she had a crush on until his death 2 weeks before their graduation. No One Here is Lonely. Keep in mind, guys, that just because it has a lower grade level, the content of the book in most of these cases are middle grade plus or upper grade. The next book is The Rest of the Story by Sarah Dessen. It's a book level of 4.5, worth 16 points. A teen is sent to spend the summer with her late mother's relatives at North Lake. She finds herself torn between her mother's working-class relatives and her father's wealthier associates. And that was The Rest of the Story. 3 Things I Know Are True by Betty Cooley, a book level of 4.9, worth 6 points. Life changes forever for Liv when her older brother, Jonah, accidentally shoots himself. Now Jonah needs round-the-clock care just to stay alive, and Liv feels she's the only person who can see that her brother is still there inside the broken body. 3 Things I Know Are True. Golden Arm by Carl Duker, a book level 4.5, worth 10 points. High school baseball player Lazarus Weathers gets an offer to leave the poverty and drugs of his neighborhood and pitch for a high-profile team across town. He must choose between becoming a star pitcher and abandoning his family. Golden Arm. Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour, book level 4.4, worth 6 points. Mila is used to being alone. She said yes to a second chance in a remote place because the flowers and the fog and the crash of waves are far below. But she hadn't known about the ghosts. Watch Over Me. Every Other Weekend by Abigail Johnson, book level 5, AR points 18. Adam Mahonen's life used to be awesome. Straight A's, close friends, and a home life so perfect that it could have been a TV show straight out of the 50s. Then his oldest brother died. Unnatural Disasters is by Jeff Hirsch, a book level of 5, AR points 13. Lucy and her boyfriend have been planning an epic post-graduation trip for months. Despite the unstable world that they live in, when everyone's phones start to ring during prom, Lucy knows something terrible has happened. Something new. Unnatural Disasters. Okay, so those are the new 2020 books that have AR points associated with them. The next section of books we're going to share today are teen books that have been made into movies. The first one is Every Day by David Levithan. It is a book level 4.3 and worth 11 points. It is the first book in the series. Each morning, A wakes in a different person's body and life, learning over the years to never get too attached until he wakes up in the body of Justin and he falls in love with Justin's girlfriend. And that was Every Day. Fault in Our Stars by John Green, a book level 5.5, worth 10 points. 16-year-old Hazel, who has cancer, meets Augustus at a Kids with Cancer support group. And as they fall in love, they both wonder how they will be remembered. Fault in Our Stars. 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott. It's a book level 5.1 and worth 9 points. Stella and Will, both suffering from cystic fibrosis, realize their love for each other pushes the boundaries of physical and emotional safety. 5 feet apart. Maze Runner by James Dashner, 5.3 level, worth 15 points. 16-year-old Thomas wakes up with no memory in the middle of a maze and realizes he must work with the community in which he finds himself if he is to escape. This is the first book in the Maze Runner series. Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, a book level 5.7 worth 22 points. 16-year-old Ruby breaks out of a government-run rehabilitation group for teens who acquire dangerous powers after surviving a virus that wiped out most of Americans' children. This is book 1 in this series. And the last book to movie is I Am Number 4 by Pittacus Lore, a book level of 4.4 worth 14 points. In rural Ohio, a beautiful girl proves distracting to a 15-year-old who has been hidden on Earth for 10 years, waiting to develop the powers he needs to rejoin the other surviving Guard members and fight the Magallorians. And this is book 1 in this series. The next group of books are all 2021 award-winning books. The first one is Before the Ever After by Jacqueline Woodson. It's a 4.5 book level worth 3 points. ZJ's friends Ollie, Derry, and Daniel help him cope with his father, a beloved professional football player, suffers severe headaches and memory loss that spells the end of his career. This book is a novel in verse. It is the winner of the Coretta Scott King book and a National Book Award. When You Trap a Tiger by Tay Keller is a book level of 4.1 worth 8 points. When Lily, her sister Sam, and their mother move in with her sick grandmother, Lily meets a tiger and makes a deal with her to heal Helmoni's grandma, by the way. This book is the winner of the Newbery Medal this year for the most prestigious children's book. The next book is A Wish in the Dark by Christina Suntorn. The book has a 5.2 level worth 11 points. After escaping from prison, Pong hides in a city run by a governor who magically controls all light. Knock, whose father oversees the prison, vows to find Pong and restore her family's good home. This was a Newbery Honor Award book for 2021. This is My America. And this book is a 4.3 level, 12 points, written by Kim Johnson. Tracy writes justice-seeking Project Innocent X, seeking help for her father, an innocent black man on death row. And then her brother is accused of killing a white girl. And this was one of the books on the best 10 teen book award list. Everything Sad is Untrue by Daniel Neri. It's a 5.3 book level worth 13 points. A boy named Kasara, whom everyone calls Daniel, stands at the front of the classroom, telling stories stretching back centuries. No one believes these stories are his story, but it's a true story. And this book was the Prince Medal for Extinguished Teen Fiction for 2021. And the last book we're going to share today is Grown by Tiffany Jackson. It is a 3.9 book level worth 9 points. Enchanted Joan's dreams of being a famous singer take flight until she wakes with blood on her hands and no memory of the previous night. Again, this was also a book on the list for Best Teen Book Awards. So I'm going to give you guys, this list is going to be sent to your teacher as well, and you guys can refer back to that as well as this video. And you can, if more than one of you want one of these books, then just let me know and I can place a hold on it and get it for you for next time. Have a great month.